What if I told you that one of the most creative, most chaotic cartoons of our generation isn't what it seems? We all know The Amazing World of Gumball, a show famous for breaking the fourth wall, for its endless visual gags, and its, let's face it, beautifully weird world. But that's the thing about Elmore. It's a town of mismatched pieces, of forgotten ideas. It's a world that feels temporary, almost like a dream. Our story starts not in a TV studio, but in a quiet suburban town in the mid-1990s. The details are hard to find now, almost like they've been scrubbed from the internet. But the whispers remain. The story of a young boy, around 12 years old, energetic, imaginative, a little bit of a troublemaker, but with a good heart. A kid who, by all accounts, was known for his wild imagination and his loyal best friend who lived next door. He was a blue-eyed kid, often seen in a tan sweater. Sound familiar? The local reports from the time are sparse. One afternoon, he and his friend were playing in the woods behind their houses, but only one of them came back. The boy was gone. No witnesses, no leads. It was as if he had just been erased from existence. The case went cold, and the family eventually moved away, leaving behind a neighborhood haunted by a question mark. It's just a ghost story, right? A local legend. But what if it wasn't? What if a grieving creator decided to build a world around that missing boy, to give him the childhood he never got to finish? If you think that's a stretch, look at the show itself. It's built on patterns that don't make sense, unless you see them as clues. First, the art style. Gumball's world is a collage. 2D, 3D, claymation, puppets, real-life objects, nothing is permanent. It's constantly shifting, like a memory that's being pieced together from different, broken parts. Why would a world be so inconsistent? Maybe because it's not a real world. It's a scrapbook of ideas, a desperate attempt to build something tangible out of fragments of memory. Second, think about this. No one ever ages. They are permanently trapped in that school, in that stage of their lives. Gumball is forever 12. Is it just a cartoon trope, or is it because the real boy this story is based on never got to turn 13? He's frozen in time, and so is his entire world. And the biggest clue of all? The characters who just vanish. The show is littered with forgotten faces. The most famous is Rachel Wilson, Tobias's older sister. She was a key character in a Season 1 episode, got a kiss from Darwin, and then was never really seen again. The in-show explanation, given years later in a yearbook special, was that she went to college. It felt like an afterthought, a quick patch to fix a hole. But she's not the only one. Elmore Junior High has a revolving door of students and even teachers who appear for one episode and are then swallowed by what fans call the void, a literal dimension in the show where the world sends its mistakes. Is it just a meta joke about unused character designs, or is it something deeper? Is the show telling us that in Gumball's world, people can just get erased, forgotten by everyone? It's a chilling thought that the very fabric of their reality is designed to discard people, leaving no trace behind, just like that boy in the 90s. The creators themselves have dropped hints for years that Elmore is more than just a funny setting. In a 2014 interview, the creator, Ben Boklage, was asked about the world's bizarre nature. He said, and I quote, "We're also exploring the true nature of the amazing world of Gumball. Why is it like that? Why does it look like that? There's this mysterious reason why everything looks the way it does. A mysterious reason." He also said he wanted kids to believe Elmore was a real place they could visit. Now, let's connect this back to the case of the missing boy. Archives from that time describe a box of his belongings left behind. It was filled with drawings of mismatched cartoon characters, stories he'd written, and photos he'd cut out from magazines. A world built from imagination, from found objects. A world that looked an awful lot like Elmore. Is the show's visual style a direct reflection of a real lost child's creative mind? This is where the theory goes from speculation to something terrifying. Years ago, a rumor began circulating about a lost episode, a leaked scene. Most people have dismissed it as a creepypasta, but a few claim to have seen it. The scene is simple. Gumball wakes up, but the house is silent. He walks outside. Elmore is completely empty. The vibrant colors are gone, replaced by a gray, washed-out palette. There's no one. Not Darwin, not Anais, not his parents. He wanders the silent streets, his footsteps echoing. The camera, which is usually dynamic, is just a single static shot. He looks directly into it, directly at us, and with a heartbreaking, quiet voice, he says, "Why did you leave me?" The show isn't a comedy, it's a memorial. The entire story, the jokes, the chaos, the surrealism, is a reconstruction of a trauma. A beautiful, vibrant, and loud distraction from a silent, empty truth. Gumball's world is a world built for a boy who lost his own. The constant threat of the void isn't a gag. It's an allegory for the fear of being forgotten, of being erased. The show's self-awareness, the way the characters almost seem to know they're in a cartoon. It's the mind of a child trying to make sense of a reality that has become senseless. He created a world where anything can happen, because in his real world, the one thing that shouldn't have happened did. So the next time you watch Gumball, look past the jokes. Look at the cracks in the pavement, the characters who flicker out of existence, the strange, sad undertones in a world that tries so hard to be happy. You might not be watching a cartoon. You might be watching the ghost of a memory, the story of a real kid who vanished, immortalized in the world he imagined. An amazing world built to cover up an awful truth.